What's up, folks? Come on in. Give everybody a moment. But for those of you who are watching the replay, you are already here. So let me go ahead and say hello to those of you who are on live and watching the replay. I'm excited to hang out with you all tonight to add a little value to you. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been on in a couple of weeks, but we are here today. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'm excited to add value to you in this particular way with our leadership fireside. So as you are coming in, do me a favor, please like it and share it and tag 3 leaders who you believe need to be empowered. So come on in. We'll give you a moment to come on in. As you're coming on in, please say hello. I would love to greet you, love to chat with you a little bit, and have a great conversation with you tonight. It's our leadership fireside, and I have a great conversation to have with you, and great teaching or training that I'm going to do really quickly. I'm not going to be long. I haven't eaten dinner, so we know I'm not going to be long, but as you're coming in, please say hello. Would love to have the opportunity to speak with you and share with you before we jump in and have a good time tonight. I've got some good stuff for you tonight. Now, again, I haven't had the opportunity to come on within the past couple of weeks. Dominique, I see you coming in, man. Hey, man, good to see you tonight. I haven't had an opportunity to be on live in a couple of weeks. But I want to do my best to be consistent with coming on and really adding value to as many people as I can in this particular way. In a culture where everybody wants to charge for everything, I think that there are moments where we need people who are willing just to invest and add value with no, looking for nothing in return. And that's my heart, to just add value. And I want to add value in the way that I best can, and that's through the area of leadership. So again, come on in, and I want to chat with you for a few minutes around this idea of leadership values. Again, as you're coming in, do me a favor, like, share, and tag about 3 leaders that you believe need to hear a conversation like this. If you know any leaders that you say, you know what, I believe in this person, and I believe that we need to add value to this particular person, come on in, because we're going to have a great time tonight. My sister Janiti, I see you coming in tonight. Hello. Good to see you tonight. I see Apostle Val coming in tonight. Hello. Good to see you. Come on in. Again, tonight we're back at it for our leadership fireside chat. I haven't had an opportunity to be here in a while. Had some things going on, a little bit of travel, but my desire is to add value to as many leaders as I can. And this is one of the ways that I'm able to do it, through our leadership fireside when we go live. So just tag a couple of leaders. By way of a quick announcement, I'm sure you have seen me post by now, but Live to Lead RVA is coming. I think we are a little under 3 weeks now. But if you are in the RVA area, I want you to show up. I want you to be present for Live to Lead RVA. It's a day of leadership and professional development. It is a professional development experience. We're going to join 300 host sites in 32 countries being empowered. Every year, my friend and mentor, John Maxwell, hosts Live to Lead, and it is always an amazing time. All right. But again, tag a couple of leaders. We're about to get into this teaching. I want to talk to Lydia a little bit tonight around this idea of leadership values. And what my goal is to help raise your leadership lid. But I also want to raise the leadership lid. Let's say you are a leader and you serve a team, or you serve an organization, or you serve a ministry in any kind of way. As I help and raise your leadership lid, it'll also raise the leadership lid of the organization and the team and the ministry and the company that you serve. I believe, it's so good to see you tonight, sis. I believe that you are in a phenomenal moment of leadership. It's another reason why I get on, because I believe that we are in just the world at large, a moment where leadership is such a necessary commodity. Leadership is such a necessary commodity. My mentor says it this way: everything rises and falls on leadership. If we look at the landscape today, I don't know about you, but we need good leadership, and we need good leadership in every single area. And so I'm excited to have this conversation. So leadership is what sets the culture or tone, if you will. Good to see my brother Anthony on tonight. Leadership sets the culture and sets the tone for every organization, every team, every company, every ministry, however you serve in leadership. Now, that's whether that's good leadership or the lack of leadership. Either way it goes, leadership is what sets the culture. Prophet Adam, it's good to see you tonight, man. If you have a strong leadership culture, if you have a strong culture in your team, in your organization, that's right, All Nation Charlotte is in the house. If you have a strong culture, if you have a weak culture, it is because of the leadership dynamic of the organization. So what does that mean? As the leader grows, then the organization grows. As the leader grows, then the team grows. So if you are a leader, if you want to see your team grow, if you want to see your organization grow, it is going to start with you investing in your leadership lid. It is going to start with you raising your particular leadership lid. So leadership is what sets the tone, is what sets the culture of any organization. Every organization, every team, every company needs what I call a values match. If you are looking to grow your organization or your team, you're going to need what we call a values match, especially if you want a good culture. A good leadership culture is created through a values match. Somebody put that in the comments, values match. If you want to drive high performance in your team, you're going to need to locate the values match. If you want to if you want to increase retention, you're going to need to locate the values match. If you want to raise the morale in a team or an organization, you're going to have to locate the values match. And I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. Values are the stabilizers of an organization or a team or ministry. Values, another way to say it, not only are they the stabilizers, they are the internal map. So picture your organization having a roadmap, or it's so good to see you tonight, my sister Melissa Spearman. Let's say, picture your organization or your team as a map or a journey. The values are the internal map that guides the organization or guides the team to the intended target. Values are the glue or the foundation of any team or any organization. So again, or here's another way to say it, values, they are the compass that guides you through the organization. So if you are going to have a strong or successful, my sister, we call her Mama D, but my sister Danette Bland is on. Good to see you tonight. If you want a strong culture, if you want a strong team, you're going to have to locate the values match. Okay. So how we're going to do that is you've got to build strong values. If you have an organization, if you plan to build an organization, if you are leading a team, here's what you have to do. You have to spend your time developing, defining, delivering, and demonstrating your values. One more time. If you want to build a high-performance team or a high-performance organization or a high-performance ministry or high-performance working culture, you're going to have to spend your time developing, defining, delivering, and demonstrating your values. You got to spend time developing and crafting them. You also have to define it. You have to make it clear. These are our values. These are the principles that we stand on. And then you as a leader, you've got to deliver it to the organization. You've got to deliver it to the team. You've got to find creative ways to continue to deliver those values. And then you as a leader, you've got to demonstrate those values. There's nothing worse than a leader who develops, who defines, who delivers the values, but then doesn't demonstrate the values. It all starts with you. You must be, as the leader, a walking embodiment of the values that you want your team, your organization, your ministry, your company to carry, to hold on, and to possess, right? So I'm going to give you just a couple of values that I think are valuable to every team, to every organization. And what happens then is you, as the leader, that's there. It is right there, Apostle. You've got to practice what you preach. I want to give you some value systems. My brother Corey, good to see you, man. Or mindset shifter. So you want to shape your team's mindset around these values, because if you build these values in your working culture, in your team, in your organization, you're going to find that you're going to drive more results. You're going to hit the attending goal. You're going to increase retention. You're going to have high performance, and you're going to increase the morale of the team, ministry, organization, or however it is that you serve. All right. I have used these particular values in probably each of my organizations, and I have seen, and we not only have I talked about it one time, we talk about it consistently on a cycle. My best friend Shanice, I just saw her pop on. I love you, Shanice. Haven't talked to you in a minute. I'll hit you up soon. But if you want a strong working culture or organization, these are some of the values that I've used in my teams and my organizations, and it has increased the culture. It has increased the morale, and I believe that it'll do the same for you. Okay. So here are some, what I call company, my guy, Shamar, good to see you tonight, man. Here are some team values, some leadership values, some mindset values that I believe are necessary for every team. Number one, every team must embrace this value of I am here to make it better. Number one, every team must embrace the idea that I am individually here to make it better. A lot of times teams develop this mindset or this idea that it is only the job or the onus is only on the senior leader or the CEO or the head of the team lead to make it better. But in a high performance culture and a high value culture, in a high moral culture, every person on the team must adopt this idea that I am here to make it better. I see my guy Troy Oliver popped on. Good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a minute. Number one, everybody must embrace the idea that I am here to make it better. These are some things that everybody on the team should ask. What am I personally doing? What am I personally doing to improve the organization? That I see my guy, my bro Terrence on. Good to see you, man. What am I personally doing to help us improve as an organization? Okay. Everybody on your team must adopt the mindset that says my job description is to make the team better. My job description is to make the organization better. Developing mantras. I won't do tomorrow what I can do today. Right? These are stabbed out. And it's like, number one, I am here to make it better. What are you personally doing every day to make your team, to make your organization better? Your job description as a part of the team, not just the leader, but everybody on the team must adapt this mindset that I am here to make it better. I won't do tomorrow what I can do today. Right? So here's what we do. We have to imitate, innovate, evaluate, and repeat. Everybody on the team's responsibility is, number one, to imitate what the leader has given you. Then number two, you innovate what your leader has given you. Number three, you evaluate what your leader has given you, and then you repeat it. It's a rinse and recycle. It's a rinse and repeat, okay? Number one, I am here to make it better. I am here to make it better. That needs to be on the team. So how do we make it better? One of the things that we do in every organization that I lead, we are big on SWOT analysis. We do SWOT analysis for everything we touch, everything we do. I'm sure you all are familiar with it. I love you, Pastor Deshaun. Good to see you all, man. Everything that we do, number one, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. All of my organizations, we do SWOTs regularly. Why? Because we are, number one, we're celebrating what we're doing well. We're looking at things that are areas. Today is so good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a minute. We're looking at areas where we need to grow. We're looking at the opportunities to make us better, and we're looking at the threats that will impact the team's success and driving high performance. Get this. If it's worth doing, it's worth evaluating. That's good to put in the comments. As a team lead, as a leader of an organization, if you're a part of a team, if it's worth doing, it's worth evaluating. There should never be something that your team is doing that you are not consistently evaluating, so that, number one, we're getting back to the point that I am here to make it better. All right, that's number one. We're moving on. Number two, every person on the team should develop, AJ, so good to see you tonight. Every person on the team, every person in the company, every person in the organization should take on this idea that I must take the vision personally. I must take the vision personally. So whatever the vision of the team is or the organization, every single person on the team must take it personally. You got to ask yourself questions like this. How am I personally engaged in the mission and vision of the organization? Everybody on the team should be able to answer that question. When it comes to leadership, how am I personally engaged in the mission and the vision? In your team meetings, in your team huddles, in your organizational meetings, asking them that question. How are you personally engaged in this vision? What does the vision mean to you? My vision for the Whitehead Group is to transform lives through the power. My mission is to transform lives through the power of leadership. So the people that serve on my team, one of the things that I want to know is, how is that mission personal to you? What does it mean to you that we are here to transform lives through the power of leadership? And when you ask those fact-finding questions, what you begin to discover and help them discover is how they are able to take ownership of the vision. Every person on the team must take ownership of the vision. Again, if you're just coming in with this, tonight we're having our leadership fireside chat. My goal and my job is, I love you, Jazz, so good to see you. My goal is to add value to as many people as I can through the lens of leadership. And so we'll just be coming on as much as we possibly can, just to have some conversations around leadership to help grow your leadership, to help raise your leadership lid, to help raise the leadership lid of every place that you're called to serve. I just want to add value, and that's why we're here. Tonight we're talking about values that every team and company needs. Number one, I am here to make it better. Number two, take it personally. How am I personally engaged in the vision? How is everyone on your team personally putting into practice what they're encouraging other people to do? It's one thing to lead. It's another thing to participate in the vision as a whole. We think, we be, we do. That's how you take it That's how you take it personally. Think, be, do. Get your team, rally your team to, number one, think about the vision, be about the vision, do the vision. Think, be, do. Okay? Number one, I am here to make it better. Number two, I am here and I must take the vision personally. Number three, I must be committed to working together. Every team or organization will fail when we choose not to work together as a team. I am so big, y'all. I have someone tonight who are a part of my different teams. I am so big. Every team that I build around the idea of family. I don't just want teams. I don't just want people working together. I build around the idea of family. That means we've got to work together. Every person on the team must ask themselves this question: where am I leveraging the talents and skills of those outside of me? That's how I work together. So if I'm working on a team, I must know and be able to assess the strengths and the weaknesses of everybody on my team so that we can rally together to build the strongest team. How do we build the strongest camaraderie? When I tie my strengths to your strengths, right? and then we work together. Anybody on your team that's not willing to work together will be a hindrance to being a high performance team, culture, or organization. If you are a leader, one of the number one things we are after is high performance. I do not want to lead a team that's not a high performing team. I do not want to lead a team that's not a high moral team. And if we're not willing to work together, then you are stalling the vision and you are not suited for this particular team. So another staff value that every team, that every organization needs is we must be willing to work together. All right. And I only have a couple. I'm almost done tonight. So number one, staff value. Number one, I must be willing to make it better. Number two, I must be willing to take it personal. This is what everybody needs to adopt, not just the leader. Number three, I must be willing to work together. Number four, if we're going to be a high performance team, if you're going to build high performance teams, this is another value that you want to give, that you want to vision your team into, that you want to, in some communities, they call it impart into your team. And it is the idea that if you are on this team, you must be willing to work to replace yourself. That's tough, but everybody on the team must be working to replace themselves. Everybody on the team should be asking this question: who am I empowering today to do what I do, so that I can move on to do other things that grow the team or the organization, and this part doesn't fail? If you are willing to replace yourself, get this, you will always have a place. People who are willing to replace themselves as leaders are invaluable to any organization. One of the first things that I look for when I join a team or I join an organization, who has the potential to do what I do, that I can bring alongside me to raise them up to do what I do. If you aren't teaching someone and raising someone up alongside of you, then what are you doing as a leader? You must be willing to replace yourselves. We aren't just doers, we are leaders. Get it? I'm not just doers. I'm not just here to do or perform a task. I am here to build a machine and a system with quality people that can work outside of me. So if you leave, if you take a vacation and everything falls apart, that's how you can determine how strong you are in your leadership. The way that you determine where you are in your leadership is what happens in your absence. How well is the team functioning when you are not doing what you're doing? When you take your vacation, how's it working? Okay? We give information and then we give application. That's how you replace yourself. Information, then application. Information plus application leads to transformation in a person and an organization. There's another way to do it. You recruit, you resource, and then you release them to do it. Talking about replacing yourself as a leader. You recruit, you resource, and then you release. Recruit. Hey, here's a person that I can raise to do what I do. Okay. Number one. Number two, here's somebody, when I find that person, then I begin to give them the resources and the skills necessary. Workbooks, manuals. Hey, when I do this activity, I want you to come do it with me. One of the things that I've just started recently working on doing is every single thing that I do, I want to record myself doing it on Zoom. Every single thing that I do for any organization that I lead, I want to record myself doing it on Zoom. Why? That way, when I'm replacing myself, I can send the Zoom teaching and make it a part of their onboarding and then say, now let me know what questions you have as we walk through this process. It streamlines the training in the process, because let's be honest, many times as leaders, our schedules are full. So what if before you even have the person beside you, whatever it is that you're doing, you're recording yourself doing it on Zoom. Hey, so today I'm working on building our email lists, right? So in my email list, so this is what I do. I have my Excel document here. I pull the list from here, and then I'm going to upload it into MailChimp this way. These are some things that I did wrong the first time that I did it, and I put it all on Zoom. I save it in a file. So now when it's time to replace myself, hey, I want you to go check out this Zoom that I recorded on migrating our email list into MailChimp, because it's something that needs to be done weekly. And here's why. This is how it connects to the vision. We want to have a touch point every single week of talking to people around leadership. Okay. So that's why we do it. Here's how we do it. I want you to watch it. Write down your questions, and then when we do our connect, ask me some questions, and then I'll have you do it, and I'll watch you do it. It streamlines the training process. Meanwhile, you are helping them, and you are helping them grow, and you're replacing yourself. So here's one way to say it: recruit, resource, and then release them to do it. Here's another way. We show them, we tell them, we observe them, and then we verify them. Talking about everyone must be willing to replace themselves. You don't need to be in a senior leader. Pastor Tanya, love you. You don't need to be in a senior leadership role to do this. Whatever your role is on the team, you should be recruiting, resourcing, and releasing. Here's another way to say it. You can show, you can tell, you can observe, and then you verify. But we must be willing to replace ourselves. Again, some staff values. Number one, I must be willing to make it better. Number two, I must be willing to take it personally. Number three, I must be willing to work together. Number four, I must be willing to replace myself. And I'll give you two more for tonight. Number five, I must stay fit. I'll explain it. But I must stay fit. It's a staff value that I must stay fit. How are you taking care of yourself physically, relationally, financially, emotionally, spiritually? All of those things impact the health of the team, how you are individually taking care of yourself. So a staff value must be a commitment to yourself to take care of yourself in the best way that you can. So if you are a leader, you should be asking your team, hey, how are things going? How are you taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, relationally, financially, spiritually? Are you okay? Are you well? One of the things that I've learned to do as a leader is to detect when someone on my team is burnt out before they realize that they're burnt out. I'll try to detect it first as a leader, because I am committed. Apostle Pleasant, I love you, man. Good to see you. I am committed to ensuring that my team stays fit and stays healthy. And so as a leader, my commitment is to watch how they're leading, to watch how they're putting their energy into what they're doing, and to be able to detect, hey, you know what? I want you to take the next 2 weeks off because it looks like you need a moment to refresh. Now imagine the buy-in you get from your team when you as a leader can detect what they may not even be aware of right away. Imagine the buy-in, and imagine how the person that's on your team feels when they can see the investment in them that says, you know what? I am working with a leader who's willing to see me beyond what I have to offer. Taking care of your marriage is more important than what you're doing for this organization. When a person is not fit on a team, they can make one decision that impacts the entire organization or the entire team. Right? So we teach in our organizations, we encourage in our organizations that we are not dictated by the weather, because we all have storms in our lives. We carry our own weather. We vision our team into the reality that all hell could be breaking loose around me, but I'm going to bring my own sun, and I'm going to bring that weather to the organization. Ask your team, ask yourself, How am I taking, all the leaders that are on here right now, ask yourself just internally, how am I taking care of myself physically, relationally, emotionally, financially, spiritually? How am I doing? How am I taking care of myself? Because how I'm taking care of myself determines my capacity to take care of the place that I'm called to lead, to add value, to serve. Right? So number one, I only have one more for you. We're talking about staff values. Go back and listen to this and take these and plug them into your organization. Plug them into your team. Ask these questions. Bring these to the next team huddle, because what we want to do is create high performance teams, high performance culture, high morale. And this is how we do that, through values. We do it through values. Number one, must be committed to making it better. Number two, I must be willing to take the vision personally. That's so good, y'all. I could talk about that for a long time. I don't want anyone serving in an organization that I lead that's not willing to take it personally, that's not willing to take ownership of it, that's not willing to make it them, to make it a part of their wiring. Like you need to own this vision if you're going to give yourself to it, and if you're going to own it the same way that I do. And when I serve, that's how I serve other visions. I still serve leaders in multiple capacities. I serve my spiritual leaders. I serve my mentor, John Maxwell. I am the legs to his legacy, and I serve it like it's my own. Take it personally. Must be willing to work together. It's number three. I must be willing to work together. Number four, I must be willing to replace myself. Number five, I must be willing to stay fit. Listen, I hope you ask yourself that question. How am I taking care of myself physically, relationally, emotionally, financially, spiritually? How am I taking care of myself? How am I doing? Leaders, ask the question. Ask the question. And hear their answer, but also observe their actions, because their actions will tell you quicker. When all of a sudden you have somebody on your team that you know functions well, and all of a sudden dear, I love you, brother. All of a sudden they're dropping the ball. All of a sudden they're dropping tasks that may not be the moment to correct. It may be the moment to check in and say, hey, how you doing? Learn as a leader when to apply correction and when to apply care. Now, when you correct, you should still do it with care, but I think you understand what I mean. Sometimes it's best to just say, hey, I noticed that the last couple of things that we were kind of working on, that there were a couple of breaks in communication and pieces there. I just want to check in and make sure you're good and see how I can serve you. You see that? Last one. On our team, here's a value. We must be willing to remain flexible. We must be willing to remain flexible. Why is it important for a team to have the idea and the value of flexibility? Because if you're not flexible, you'll become rigid, and creativity and innovation cannot breathe in inflexible environments. And innovation and creativity are the tools that's going to push your organization forward. So if you're not flexible enough to pivot in a moment, to change how we do the thing so that it best suits the direction of the team, so that it brings our best foot forward, then it's going to stifle creativity. We've got to remain flexible in our team. We've got to be willing to look at it from a different angle. We must be willing to try new things. You got to ask yourself this question. How do I manage the tension that's triggered by new ideas, innovation, and change? Most people, y'all, listen, leaders, I'm talking to leaders, I'm empowering leaders. Most people, Pastor Alicia, I love you. Good to see you tonight. Most people are intimidated or scared of change. Most people are intimidated and scared of change. So if you build the value system within the organization of the team that, hey, we are a flexible people. We are a flexible team. We are a flexible organization. It prepares them for when the new thing arrives. They already have the mindset that, hey, it's a part of our culture and our values to be flexible. You've got to build a flexible team. You want them to be committed to the big picture, but uncommitted to one way of doing things. One more time. You want them to be committed to the big picture, the vision, but uncommitted to only one way of accomplishing that main task. So you have to vision and encourage your team to remain flexible. And just adopting these few principles, what it's going to do, I promise you, it's going to increase the morale. It's going to increase the camaraderie of the team. It's going to increase the performance culture of the team, of the organization. And it is going to add value and secure the longevity of the team. Number one, we'll run through them really quickly again, and then I'll jump off of here. Number one, staff values. Must be willing to make it better. Two, must be willing to take it personally. Number three, everybody on the team must be willing to work together. Number four, everyone must be willing to replace yourself. Number five, must be willing to stay fit. Number six, we must be willing to remain flexible. I want you as a leader, wherever you serve in leadership, these principles can be transformed and can be translated into any context. Your team, your organization, it can be translated into any context. We need to take these principles and plug them into your team and watch how your team soars into new heights. My goal is one thing, to add value to you so that you can add value to the place where you lead and where you serve. Is that all right? Hey, listen, once again, if you are in the Richmond, Virginia area on October 5th, Live to Lead RVA is coming. I know y'all see me posting about it and talking about it. What is Live to Lead? Live to Lead is a one-day leadership and professional development. It's not just a conference, y'all. It is an experience. Every year, my friend and mentor, John Maxwell, he hosts his annual Live to Lead gathering, right? And it's going to be 300 host sites around the world. We're going to join in with 300 host sites in 32 countries for a day of growth. And let me tell you, my team and I, we have pulled out all the stops to make sure that this is an unforgettable day of learning, development, and growth. You're going to hear from simulcast speakers. You're going to hear from John Maxwell. You're going to hear from Shantae Lowe, who's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist winner and a breast cancer thriver. You're going to hear from Michael Jr., who's a thought leader and comedian. You've seen in movies like War Room. You're going to hear from Malcolm Gordon. He is the listed in the top 100 most influential people in the world, y'all. There's going to be so many thought leaders that'll be simulcasted in the room. And we have some amazing team building activities planned and some leadership, some in-room leadership training and development that's going to happen, and some facilitated games. We're going to feed you twice. My sister, Chef Steph, so RBA is going to meet Detroit because Detroit street food is going to be in the room for a Mediterranean soul fusion. You're going to have breakfast and lunch, y'all. It's going to be an amazing experience. But most of all, you are going to grow. They're going to post, or I'll post when we get off here, the link to register. But I want you to register if you're in RVA. And if you're not, hey, come to RVA and just spend the day with me. I would love to add value to you in this way, because I know the level of empowerment and transformation that's going to be in the room. There it is. Thank you so much, AJ. I thought you were on. There it is, www.thewhiteheadgroup.co/live to lead. Registration is only $99. And listen, the room is almost filled to capacity. We are not, that's a great combination, right? Listen, we have limited space in the room, right? So you want to make sure that you register now, because When the seats are gone, they're going to be gone. But I want you in the room. Listen, I'll probably be back next week again. I want to be more consistent with coming on just to add value to leaders in this way. In a culture where everybody wants to pay for everything, all of their content, all of their wisdom, all their knowledge, there must be somebody that's willing to say, you know what? I just want to find a way to add value to people. And that's what I want to do. So these leadership fireside chats are literally for me to say, how can I take my experience, what I use to coach leaders and train leaders all over, C-suites all the way to the other spectrum for leadership? How can I take these principles and add value to your life? That's my goal. That's my job. That's why I jump on. Right. So stay tuned because we'll be getting back on next week and we'll find some conversations. Hey, inbox me if you have some conversations. You know what? I think I have about 5 minutes. If there are any questions about leadership, it could be about what we talked about tonight or just something that's on your heart around leadership. Go ahead and post your question. AJ is one of the amazing individuals that's on the Whitehead group team. AJ brings my vision to life, my vision and my mission of transforming lives through the power of leadership. I wouldn't be able to do it. Pastor Tish, I love you. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it were not for AJ Downing. So y'all give AJ some love in the comments. But if you have any questions, I got a couple of minutes, not long. But if you have, Elder Joe Henderson, it's good to see you tonight. If you have any questions around leadership in any way, it could be about what we talked about tonight or just something that you're thinking about. I've got just a couple of minutes. I will answer a few questions for you. And then I'm going to go find myself something to eat. Any questions on leadership whatsoever? Any spectrum of leadership. It can be a situation that you're navigating or whatever the case may be. Any questions that I can answer around leadership before we jump. We'll take just a couple of seconds. If I don't see any come in, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. But again, my goal is to add value. And this is one of the ways that I can do that. This is my mantra, y'all. I am a person of value that values others and adds value to others. All right. That's one of my mantras. I got that from my friend and mentor, John Maxwell, and I try to say it every day. I am a person of value and I value others and I add value to anybody who's in my immediate sphere will tell you that people are the number one commodity for me. How you value people says everything to me about who you are as an individual. If you don't know how to place value on people, I'm a person of faith. I'm praying for you, right? All right. I don't see any questions. Again, I love y'all. It's so great to be able to add value into this way. Go back, check this out. If after you've heard it, listen, tag a couple of people that you believe in that are leaders that you say, you know what? You are a leader and you need to hear this because I believe in you. Go ahead and tag some leaders that can listen to this. Share it. Let's spread this message. Let's keep adding value. When you share this, you're adding value to someone else. When you tag some leaders, you are adding value to someone else. Okay. So if you just joined us, listen, you missed it. We had a great conversation tonight around values that every organization and team needs for high performance, high morale, and serves the longevity of the organization. All right, y'all. I am out for tonight. I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.